And also, just my opinion overall, if Overwatch 2 costs more than $40, that's incorrect. And it should not be more than $40.
Yeah, I will not buy it if it's $40. I'll buy it on sale.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Broverwatch podcast. My name is Adam Cook, and as always, I'm joined by Calder, Amos Wood. Calder, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
That's a stretch and a half.
It is.
You're showing me those arms. Oh, whoa, you're red. And now you're blue, green. Oh, you probably, I mean, you can't tell past red and blue, right? Calder's colorblind was the joke I was making. Calder's colorblind.
Oh, wait, what about this?
This is good for audio content, is you changing a light and looking very concerned. You look scared. Keep that for the rest of the podcast, please.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, the Broverwatch podcast is a podcast where two young boys talk about the Overwatch League and Overwatch in general. So that's what we're going to do today. BlizzCon just happened over the weekend.
Yep.
And a lot of exciting things happened. Now, top of the pops, we're going to talk about Overwatch 2, which I was on the record saying wasn't going to be called Overwatch 2. It is called Overwatch 2. Although I was also on the record saying it wasn't really going to be a sequel as much as it was going to be like a glorified expansion, which is kind of true.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd say that's true.
You got to turn. Turn the light off.
Slower.
Sure. Yeah, I don't care if it is. That's not much slower. That's barely slower. Sure. I just won't look at you. So, oops. This is what I wanted to show. So are you looking at the graphic?
Yeah.
Okay, so the user Archgunner on Reddit made this graphic to help understand what Overwatch 2 is, because they weren't very clear, and then they explained it, and it also was not clear.
Mm-hmm.
So because Jeff and the team, apparently an article came out today that said that it was very difficult to convince Blizzard to let Overwatch also have
a sequel?
All the updates. No, have the updates.
Oh.
They wanted Overwatch 2 to be the new one that everyone had to get. And
I like this more.
Yeah, apparently Jeff and the Overwatch team had a very difficult time because Blizzard was like, yeah, but if we force them to get Overwatch 2, that's the cash money. And then Jeff apparently was quoted saying something like, yeah, but if we do it this way, then we keep the player base happy and it's better for the game. And then in the long run,
also
it's better.
Game's already dead, so.
I mean, yeah, millions and millions of players, but okay. But,
what's more of a dead game? Anthem or Overwatch
Anthem.
2? I'd probably say Overwatch.
Well, you did say Overwatch 2 because it's not out.
It's not out. There we go. Tricked you.
So what Overwatch and Overwatch 2 are going to get are a new game mode push where you are it's basically like Payload, but it goes in two directions. And I was confused with how this was going to happen because I was like, I feel like once one team pushes it enough one way, even if they don't make it to the end, if they push it enough one way at a certain time, it's just going to take so long for the other team to get it the other direction. But then I watch gameplay and the distance that it goes one way, like it stays. Like it's marked the furthest that it goes each way. So we'll see. It's exciting just to have a new game mode because we've been saying that we need one for a while.
Is Toronto the only map for this mode too?
No, I think there's two other ones.
Okay.
Oh, no, I think it's the 4.
Because that'd be bad if they only did Toronto.
I think Toronto...
And they're like, we have one map for this.
I think Toronto, and then... I thought it was all 3 of Gothenburg, Monte Carlo, and Rio de Janeiro, but I think one of those is an assault map, because someone said that they could see like someone capturing a point in one of the maps. in like the trailer, but I think at least 3 of the new maps are push maps, which is pretty exciting. That it's exciting to get that. Which brings us on to the next point, which was there's 4 new maps. Very hyped to have a Toronto map.
Wait, I'm going to say this right now. There's no timeline for this stuff either.
Oh yeah, that's something.
So we have no idea when this is coming.
Which we mentioned this before the podcast, but someone asked Jeff. They were like, "Hey, so when's this coming out?" And he said, "Let's just say we'll still be talking about Overwatch 2 next BlizzCon." Now that could be a fake out, saying like, "Well, obviously we're going to talk about Overwatch 2 because like they've been talking about Overwatch. They talk about Overwatch every year, so of course they'll talk about Overwatch 2 next year." But the way he said it sounded like it was like it's not coming out for a year, which in my opinion means they announced it too early.
I would like a hero, please.
I'd like anything, please. Which another thing that people are freaking out about is Jeff said that he believes that the game is currently in a good place and balanced, and that all the heroes are in a good place. And everyone's like, But then also he said that when Dive was like the only thing to play, and then there was an update like 2 weeks later that like made Dive slightly less viable, but at the time it was still... Anyway, so that doesn't mean they're not going to have updates. It's just a bit concerning that they think that the game is really good right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just worried. I haven't been having fun playing Overwatch in the recent
I've been having fun playing arcade. But I'm not going to sit down and commit a bunch of time to arcade.
Yeah, but competitive is very bad.
I played comp for the first time in, I think, almost 2 months this past week. It was okay.
I wasn't happy, you know?
I had
one...
what
makes me happy?
What?
Oh, no, it makes me happy.
Fortnite. Okay, bye-bye. I had one good comp game yesterday. I was playing with Jaden, and we were playing on... What's the new one?
Doesn't matter. Map doesn't matter.
What's the new one that came with the... No, it's the new push, like the new push map. Not push. The new escort map.
Rialto?
It's the not Rialto one.
I don't know,
How am I forgetting the freaking name of it? It's the one that came with the freaking Storm Rising one.
Oh, Havana.
Havana. Yeah, Havana. We played on that, and we were on attack, and Jaden and I were doing a tank duo. And he was like, "What do you want to go?" And then he locked Orisa, and I was like, "I don't want to do Sigma Orisa again, dude. It's all Sigma Orisa or Orisa Hog, and I hate it." So then I was like, I really just want to go dive. And then someone on our team was like, then go dive. And I was like, okay, well, if they have a Reaper, we're screwed. They ended up having a Reaper, but we just were a team, and it killed him.
Yeah.
And it was a great game. And I was like, wow, I had fun playing a hero I wanted to play instead of it feeling like a job. So that was nice. Yeah. So it can still be fun, but it's not in a great place right now.
It's fun if your team buys in.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, everyone's very stubborn.
Because the game before that one, literally, like, one person died within the first 4 seconds, and someone was like, oh my, are you guys throwing? It's like, no, he just got picked early. It's fine. There's 5 minutes left.
Accident.
Whereas,
anyway.
Anyway. So, one concerning thing, they say multiple new heroes, both Overwatch and Overwatch 2 will get. It says Echo, Sojourn, and more. The concern is that it's implied that they will come with Overwatch 2, and when it comes out, they will be added to Overwatch 1. And I hope that's not the case if it's coming out in a year, because teasing 2 heroes a year early is dumb. So I'm hoping what they mean is that they're releasing these new heroes, and then when Overwatch 2 comes out, it will also have these heroes, which is weird to say that it's going to be in both, because it's like Baptiste's going to be in both, Sigma's going to be in both, obviously.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just a weird...
I feel like they should have released like half, like not the new engine or the UI update, but like Toronto and another map with push, or like just push and Toronto and then new heroes,
Yeah.
so that people actually got something out of this BlizzCon.
Yeah, because we didn't get anything.
Yeah,
We got told that we're gonna get something,
at
but
some
we
point.
haven't. We didn't actually get anything,
Yeah.
which is a bit of a bum. Um,
And my only reason I care about BlizzCon most of the time is because they go, "Hey, look at this new hero you can play."
yeah,
And they went, "Hey, here's stuff. XQC played it, kind of.
which was nice to
Didn't
have
get a new
XQC
hero."
play it, but I don't
I
know.
don't
Yeah,
know.
it's nice and we're excited, but
I
there's
also
nothing to look forward to soon.
I also worry about how replayable they think the missions are, because the mission that XQC played, which is the first one, and it hopefully it's different, but was pretty much just like one of their event missions. And how many times do you play those event missions?
Just a couple.
Yeah.
Um, I well, actually, we'll get to that in a sec. First, another thing that both will get is updated engine and look and UI. So this is interesting. I didn't think that they would change Overwatch's. I mean, updating the engine that makes sense. But updating the look and the UI to Overwatch 1, I didn't expect that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect them to do a full overhaul on like all that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fine. If it plays
Yeah.
the same as the same game, that's fine. I don't really care. And
Yeah.
it's cool, and it looking and running better is very important, and that's exciting. Anyway,
Yeah, I'd like it to run much better.
so now on to the stuff that only Overwatch 2 has. New story mode,
Mm-hmm.
new hero missions,
Mm-hmm.
and new hero talents, which is like there's like upgradable
Upgrades.
stuff. I have two concerns. One, there's the thing that you said with how replayable these are, and that's
Mhm.
fully dependent. I want to know how long the story mode is.
Yes.
If they're like
That-
story mode's like 2 hours, I'm gonna be like, that's nothing. But if they're
Well-
like it's like an 8 to 12 hour story mode, then I'm like, okay.
I'm hoping it's long on release, but I feel like they're gonna do sort of an episodic thing,
Mm.
like they do with all those like Walking Dead and shit, like the Telltale games.
Yeah.
Not that gameplay, but
I don't know.
where they're gonna be like, here's a Rio mission, and then here's a whatever mission, and then here's a whatever, and they're just gonna.
I feel like they're
doing
gonna
that.
I feel like that's what they'll do with the hero missions. I think the
Was-
story mode's just gonna be one big thing.
Was Rio the hero mission,
What?
or was that a story mission?
I don't know. I don't know what you're saying anymore.
The Rio de Janeiro mission
Yeah,
that they played, was that a story mission or a hero mission?
I don't know.
Because that seemed like it was just kind of an episode of the story.
Yeah, I don't know. But like, I feel like they're gonna release the story mode as its thing, but they might come out with more later. But I think they're gonna release a story mode. Otherwise, they wouldn't call it story mode, in my opinion. But on to my second concern. Hero missions are co-op, which is fine, but the story mode is also co-op.
Mm-hmm.
Can I play it alone? And if the answer is you can play it alone, but other people will join, that's not playing it alone.
Yeah. And I don't know if I want to play with 3 other bots all the time.
Well, not bots, but like idiots.
No, like, I mean, if that's the other option to playing alone.
Well, no, I was just gonna say it probably just match you with other people, probably like events do, which
No,
I
but,
don't want either.
But what I'm saying is, like, I don't know if I want to be playing Tracer and then the game just puts in some shitty UI, or not UI, AI. And it's like, there you go.
Yeah, either one of those options I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to play it alone, but I also don't want Because the way it's set up, it seems like everybody has to work together because that's the point of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kind of sucked. I'm sorry. That was important.
I doubt it. No, I'm joking.
And the hero talents also seem very shallow. Like the screenshot was 3 levels. It was like, when you get to level 5, you get something. You get to level 10, you get something. You get to level 20. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like they think this game is going to be much more replayable than it is, and that's kind of worrying me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think they're going, you have 31 characters you can play as. Isn't that going to make it so much fun to replay? But I don't want to play as every one of the characters.
Yeah.
You know? The fun part is like new challenges in the game. It's not, hey, I'm Lucio and I'm getting this different upgrade this time.
Even if you enjoy playing as every character, doing the same thing as different characters, you're still doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm nervous.
Games like Left 4 Dead, it doesn't really matter what character you're playing. There's different guns, that's it. But like the missions were different, even if you played the same mission. So hopefully they do that, but I have a feeling they won't.
Yeah, we can only wait and see. But there's a couple concerns. And also just my opinion overall, if Overwatch 2 costs more than $40, that's incorrect. And it should not be more than $40. Yeah,
I will not buy it if it's $40. I'll buy it on sale. Because I don't care about PvE that much.
Because most of what you're getting, you can also just get by keeping Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
So getting all the PvE stuff, that should not be more than $40.
It's like if Fortnite initially released as a battle royale, and then they were like, hey guys, look at this PvE thing you can also do. And everyone was like, don't really care. Just make the battle royale mode fun. But, legend has it that it was a PvE.
I'd slightly disagree because people have been asking for story mode and story stuff and like more single player stuff and co-op stuff.
But I feel like
just because you don't like PvE doesn't mean it wasn't wanted, No,
but they could do this. They could just release these more often. Like release these like lore game modes into Overwatch 1. I don't think they necessarily had to do another.
Well, Jeff was asked one time about like a story mode. Like, can you just add a story mode to Overwatch? And he was like, I mean, making a story mode would be like making a new game. Like it would be making a full new game.
No, but you know how they do the archives.
Yeah.
They could just do that a little more and a little better. I don't know. They made a whole game, dude. What the... We've also talked about this for way too long because we don't know anything about the game.
Yeah. But last thing on it, I just feel like it requires a lot of resources to make... Because, like, the archives missions are way better than the other events.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it just takes more... To do it more often, a lot, at a high quality, I feel like would take too many resources to just, like, make it, like, an update. And because people also complained about it not being playable year round. It's like you can only play it for like 3 weeks. So, yeah. I don't know. That's another reason. Anyway, so Overwatch 2, exciting, but there's a couple things that we're a little nervous about. All right, now let's get on to Overwatch League. We've got a couple things we want to talk about. Let's start with our home boys in Toronto. So last week we talked about how Agilities and Beast Halo were rumored to be joining Toronto. Well,
he's just Beast now.
Agilities and Beast now have both been confirmed to be going to Toronto, and just hours before we started recording the podcast,
fresh off the presses.
Sure4, Lane Roberts, the Canadian superstar, has been officially signed to Toronto. Now, this was rumored and basically confirmed, but now it's confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very excited. Now, some people are going, oh yeah, they've clearly got an all-star DPS line in Agility's Surefour and Mangachu. They really popped off at World Cup. And I'm like, okay, dude. I feel like they didn't do well at World Cup. It wasn't a skill thing. It seemed very much like a lack of practice and overconfidence thing. They were just like discombobulated. It's not like they're bad. We know they're
Also,
good.
the format for World Cup was absolute dog shit this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be very hard for someone to convince me otherwise, because last year it was like was it a month-long thing where it's like one group stage every week leading up to BlizzCon?
Yeah.
And then the actual thing. This was like, you got prelims, and then you got another day, and then another day.
Do we want to talk about World Cup now, or do we want to talk about it after all the
Let's just do it now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like World Cup this year. It was not just because Canada got out, because that would be a dumb thing to say. It was just done dumb.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of matches at once.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know which ones to watch or when or where, because it was over there was Overwatch League, Play Overwatch, Overwatch Contenders, and then OWWC 1 and OWWC 2 on Twitch. It's like, how do we find these?
Yeah. I only found OWWC because it was recommended to me by Twitch.
Yeah. I only found it because someone made a website where you could find all the streams and like which games were being played.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, well, whatever.
Yeah. And they tried hard to make it make sense on the Overwatch League one with like Golden Boy and Zoe and Reinforce, and they probably switched them out at some point, but where they'd switch between games whenever they were like cool or competitive, but you can't really do that with Overwatch.
Yeah, you can do that with Fortnite because you just go where the action is, but
and like football and shit you can do that with, because it's like they're this close to scoring, we should probably look at them.
Yeah. But like with Overwatch, it's like team fights.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. Yeah, it was just weird. I think World Cup was done poorly. I think they were trying to save budget.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It was just not good.
Here's the thing: they could have sold tickets if they did it like last year's format.
Yeah.
Just change up the locations of the group stages.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very strange. I didn't like it. Now to talk about placements, like we've mentioned, Canada did bad. Canada usually places in top 3. This year, they didn't even make top 6. They won 1 out of 12 maps, I think.
Yeah.
They won 1 map. They did very, very poorly. They just looked disoriented, discombobulated. They didn't do well. Netherlands did really well. They impressed. Shout out to one of our writers, Luke, who was he helped make their roster video, and he was super hyped because he was like part of their team. But so good for him. And good for them. As a half Dutch boy, that made me happy.
I'm seeing a lot of Netherlands and I think Danish players saying they're looking for a team.
Yeah, because Denmark also did quite well. But
so maybe Boston will just pick up a bunch of World Cup players like last season, huh?
Maybe. But last week, I forget what you predicted. I want to say you predicted China to win. To beat South Korea and then Canada.
I think I said it was China and South Korea.
Yeah, and then you said Canada third.
Yeah.
And I said South Korea, U.S. final, and U.S. win, and then I think I said Canada third. So we were both wrong with Canada third. But I was right with U.S. first.
Wow, are you going to go suck your own dick now?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So just want to put that out there that I was right. And that's all I have to say.
And I also like how when you were saying that, you said this probably won't happen.
That's not what I said.
I'm gonna say it.
That's not what I said. I
said
you did. No. I was like,
these are your exact words. You said this will never happen in 8,000 years.
Didn't say that. I just said, you know what? I'm gonna say it. U.S. is gonna take the gold.
No, you said, hey, if I prayed to God for 8 million years,
in fact,
this would never happen.
In fact, I think I might have said, U.S. is going to beat South Korea and take the gold, which technically was a full true statement because both of those things happened. They just weren't the same thing happening. Because U.S. beat South Korea, and then they also won.
Yeah, because we didn't know how the groups would pan out because we didn't know anything about the World Cup.
Yeah. Calder and I were at a Halloween party while most of it was happening, but not while most of it was happening.
Not because of that, just because they didn't. No, that was just a format.
Yeah, no,
thing.
that was just, yeah, no.
When the week before we were like, we have no fucking clue who's playing or when.
Anyway, so World Cup, not as exciting this year, but I'm really happy for USA. Congrats to Sinatra for winning every award possible this year, except Finals MVP. Congrats, Troy.
Oh, that's true. Get cucked.
But yeah,
he's not even that good, really.
No, he's not very
Can't
good.
Get Finals MVP even Overwatch League.
Yeah, well, not even good. Anyway, so back to the Toronto Defiant. They signed Surefour Agilities, re-signed Mangachu, so they've got the Team Canada DPS line, and then they signed Beast Halo, who now goes as Beast, as the main tank. And there's rumors that well, it says Kellex is in talks with multiple teams, but Toronto is the main bidder.
I feel like they're most likely. I didn't really see who the other teams were.
Yeah,
but I saw Toronto as the one that was mentioned.
Yeah, Toronto makes the most sense in my opinion. I think we said last week that Kellex would be good at Toronto anyway, so that's a decent. We're
choice. Usually right too.
So. We're usually pretty smart as far as this kind of thing goes. So I'm excited for Toronto. I'm excited to see some Canadian boys on a Canadian team. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's like cheering for homeboys, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Now Philly Fusion. They announced their roster, and some things came as a bit of a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So Carpe coming back, we knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Poco coming back, we knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Boombox coming back, we weren't sure, but now we are.
We were pretty sure.
Well,
we were about 75% on that one.
Yeah. Funny Astro, it was rumored, but it's confirmed now. I'm a little bummed as an Atlanta boy, but I'm excited that he's going to be a starter on a roster. Alarm, which we assumed.
Yeah, everyone assumed, but no one knew.
Yeah. Ivy from Toronto Defiant is now on Philly.
He was rumored to go somewhere else.
Yeah, it was just rumored.
Well, he was like rumored to leave Toronto, but where wasn't sure. I think New York was also an option.
Yeah. So Ivy on Philly. Sato, which some people were like, eh. And here's the thing, keeping him's not a big deal, but he's their only main tank.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
I was trying to explain this to you over text, but I feel like depending on what the meta is, Fury and Fury and Poco can play.
Well, you spoiled it. Fury was also announced.
Oh. Why? How is that spoiling it? It was announced a week ago.
I don't know, dude. But Fury, everyone thought that he was going to New York, so that was actually a surprise. I like surprises, okay? That's why I hate leaks. I like surprises, dude. Fury went to Philly, and no one expected it. It was a big boy surprise. And then they were like, and that's our roster. And then they went, just kidding. Also, we're keeping EQO. You think we'd Also, they tweeted it and like played it off. They were like, you really thought we'd get rid of him? And I was like, you did. And then you just signed him again. You did get rid of him.
It's like going to court and being like, yeah, I killed him. And then when you're in jail being like, no, I didn't. I thought I'd kill someone. It's like you said you killed someone.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. So, this is honestly, you and I don't like Philly. There's just an energy about them. But this is like a new team. Kind of. Well, they've got some new boys. But they're looking like a strong team.
Yes.
If they get a better main tank.
Yes. Or if they figure out a way to play Fury and Poco together. Because Poco was one of the best Sigmas in the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. Poco, we even said, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, we were saying like Poco's top 3 Western off tank.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's probably going to mostly ride the bench. Unless they do some sort of weird switchy witchy deaky thing.
Yeah.
I think Sato... you go first.
I hope it wasn't like a Sato going, hey guys, get me a really good off tank, because that'll make me play a lot better.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's how that's going to work. I don't think
that's true. And if that is the case, I don't like that he has that much say.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Carpe has a lot of say.
Yeah.
Because Carpe's been like reported to say in the past that like he wants to not keep Sato, but like when everyone was like, play Fraggy, this is like his meta. And it was reported that basically, quote, you will never see Carpe and Fraggy in the same lineup. Not because they don't like each other, just because Carpe's like, I'm not going to play with Fraggy.
Fuck that guy.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Carpe was like, keep Sato and just get him a really good off tank. So they're like, Fury.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, this roster looks really good. I'm nervous for Poco, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Philly looks very exciting. There were a couple surprises with the Fury and the EQO on there, but it's pretty cool. Valiant, the Los Angeles Valiant. There was some weird. People were talking about Valiant. Valiant posted like an explanation as to how they weren't going budget when they were clearly going budget, and then they released this. And it's like, okay, you're clearly going budget.
Yeah.
So they're just.
And
weird.
Here's the thing: this won't really help them get out of a budget. I guess ticket sales will. And revenue sharing with the league, I guess, because the league does that. Yeah. But this team's not gonna win them anything.
No.
At all.
They'll probably get some wins, but they're not gonna be top.
Well, like nothing that gets them money.
Yeah.
I mean.
So the roster stands as Custa is back. KSF is back. Is Shaxx not confirmed back?
I don't think he's confirmed back.
Shaxx probably back. And then
keep the necks.
New team members come in as... Oh, no, McGravy is also back.
Yeah.
And then new teams come in with Dreamer, main tank, Apply, Damage, Slur.
Florida Mayhem.
Yep.
I think we liked him. He was on Florida.
Yeah, Apply and McGravy did pretty well during their time on Florida. So it's good. It is nice to see them back together. Slur on support and then Lastro on support. Now, does this sound like an all-star roster? No. Will they perform like an all-star roster? Probably not. Will they probably do okay to decent? Yeah, maybe.
They'll probably win once, at least.
Probably more than once.
Hopefully.
Anyway, so interesting.
Nothing too fun about that, honestly.
You can't show me that roster and tell me that... Well, they said they're working within a budget. They're like, we're not trying to save money. We're working within a budget. And it's like, yeah, but your budget is clearly smaller because you're trying to save money.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, I'm sure the roster will be okay.
I thought I was going to say something, but I forgot.
Sorry.
So silly.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Now let's talk about the Dallas Fuel. So they announced that they are re-signing Note, which was kind of a given. And they announced, I don't know if we talked about this last week or not, but OG is going to Gladiators.
We talked about that
for sure.
That was old news.
Okay.
That's old news, dude.
But who's going to replace OG? Well, it's not confirmed yet. I'm pretty sure. No, it's confirmed.
Dallas tweeted.
What?
Dallas tweeted it like 20 minutes ago. Well, probably not 20 minutes ago. Now? But.
Since when, dude? Dallas Fuel.
It's right here. An hour ago. And now that we've all for the tank duo is back. Please give Gamsu a warm welcome as he joins the field. We're incredibly excited to get to work for Owl 2020 season. Young Jin.
I didn't see that.
Not Young Jin.
I didn't see
Young
that.
Jin Gamsu is.
I didn't see that. Well, okay, then confirmed. Gamsu has also been signed to Dallas, so that Gamsu and Note are reunited as a tank duo. And that's a good move by Dallas, I think. I think OG and Gamsu aren't super different as far as quality goes. But synergy-wise, I'm sure that it's somewhat of a step up.
Yeah, probably. So this looks like it's going to be the Dallas feel for next season, unless they make some trades.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this team?
It's the exact same, except they have Gamsu.
I think the starters will
and
be...
And Decay, actually, but... Yeah, starters...
Gamsu, Decay, no.
Why are you going out of order of role?
Because I'm just picking people out.
It's ruining my brain.
I guess Zachary? With Decay?
No, I think it would be AKM Decay.
Don't they kind of do a little overlappy?
I think Zachary and Decay do more overlappy.
Either way.
Decay's a flex DPS.
Taimu's probably not going to play anymore, and neither is Mickey.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
We'll see.
It's basically the same roster except with Gamsu and Decay. So I don't know, man. We'll see. I don't think that they're going to do crazy well. I'm sure they'll do okay.
I think they'll do just well enough.
Yeah. All right. Washington Justice. We care about these, but actually, let's do Washington after. Let's do Seoul. Seoul Dynasty.
What about Seoul? Oh, Toby and Creative.
Toby has been... Oh, well, they dropped Jexa. And they
dropped Jexy. Yeah.
And they re-signed Toby, which we kind of... Actually, I was going to say we kind of expected. We didn't really know. For some reason, I felt like Jaehong and Toby would stay together and go to the same team together.
Yeah.
But they're officially broken up. Toby is on Seoul. He's staying. And Jaehong now Creative...
Big plans, boys.
Yeah, apparently has big plans. But
he's not talking to anyone.
Well, he keeps saying that he's talking to teams, and then it'll be like, apparently he's talking to Hangzhou, and then literally something will come out like a couple days later and be like, he is no longer talking to Hangzhou, and it's like, oh. Anyway, and then they also
say that again.
Seoul also promoted Creative to be on their Overwatch League roster. So they're looking decent.
Yeah, that's probably the support duo, Toby and Creative.
Toby and Creative
wouldn't have promoted him if they were like, Hylie's our guy.
Yeah, Gesture and Michelle, which is a pretty decent tank duo, and then Prophet Fleta.
Yeah, depending on.
Oh wait, no, because Fled is rumored to like go somewhere else.
Shanghai.
So let's assume Fled is not, because I feel like they would have announced that he's staying if he was.
Yes.
Then it's probably Prophet Fitz.
Sure.
Or Prophet Illicit. I don't care.
That's a... It looks worse than the team they started last season with.
It looks that way, but honestly, I think this is pretty well-rounded.
It seems more stable than the team that they had last season. Because Michelle was like pretty consistent. All these players have been pretty consistent, which is good. And I think that's kind of what Seoul needs.
Yeah, they need some consistency.
Because they had an all-star team at the start of last season, but it also fell apart.
Yeah. So I think Seoul will be in a better place than they were last season. They look pretty decent. All right, now onto Washington. There's two things. One, they've officially re-signed Arc, which is nice. They kind of did the same thing that Philly did with EQO, where they were like, bye bye, and then it
Did
was
they
like,
say bye to Arc?
I
Though?
think they said, or no.
No, Arc was just the first looking for
Yeah,
team.
ignore what I just said.
Mm.
Because Arc specifically said I could go back to Justice.
Yeah.
And then he did. So I think that was a smart decision. I was kind of hoping for Arc to go to Toronto, but Calix is also decent. But Aim God has also been rumored to go to Washington. Weird team.
Yes.
Very weird team.
Did you watch enough of Sweden World Cup to get a
They
hold on Ellie Voden Lullish?
Yeah, they're pretty darn good. They were the standouts for Sweden. But it's weird. They've got an American damage role. They've got a Swedish tank line, and then a Korean support duo.
Mm-hmm. But then also a Korean tank and DPS, just in case, boys.
Just in case, boys. So it's an interesting roster.
Mm-hmm.
This is assuming Aim God gets picked up, which is an interesting choice. But yeah, I don't know. Looks decent.
I don't know. I feel like we've heard a lot about how Aim God's a toxic boy, and the thing that this team had going for it last season was being kind of like positive. Now, they also got rid of the team, so
yeah.
Actually, at the end of last season, the team was basically just Corey and Stratus.
Yeah.
Like personality wise, not play wise.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll stay, but hopefully Aim God doesn't pull a Jimmy Butler and destroy a team from the inside out.
I'm hoping that Aim God it gets because we don't know how toxic he is, if he is at all.
Mm-hmm.
But if he is, I hope that he is affected by the positivity of the team, and it just makes him
like the Grinch.
Yeah.
His heart grew.
What's the girl's name?
Cindy Lou Who.
Cindy Lou. I hope Stratus and Corey are like Cindy Lou.
Yeah.
Anyway, so those are all
weird.
Those are all the roster changes for Overwatch League.
Is there any spice? Any more spice?
I'm checking to see if there's any spice.
Check for the spice.
There's a meme about the meme where you press the upgrade button and then you press it and it's like, go back.
Yeah.
There's a meme that's upgrade Seagull, upgrade Rascal.
The fucking
it's Zachary.
cat's in my
Go
room,
back.
Dude.
The cat's in your room?
Dude, I got a cat in my room. You can do it. It's fine. You can come in and get cat. Okay. There we go. Looks like there's no more spice though.
I like how she thinks that it's less of an inconvenience to yell during the podcast than to just come get the cat. That's funny. Anyway, so it's there's no more.
Wait, let's analyze this Reddit post for about 3 seconds, okay?
Which one?
Am I crazy and delusional, or does Dallas feel starting 6, or is Dallas? Oh, that's bad. Just bad grammar. Look pretty good now.
Nope, that's fine grammar. Am I crazy and delusional, or does Dallas Fuels starting 6 look pretty good now? So
no, it doesn't say look.
Or does okay, that's where it's wrong. I thought you were saying there was a problem with does.
No.
Yeah.
So don't correct me when you're wrong.
Don't correct.
Tank line of Gamsu and Note, support line of Closer Unko, and DPS line of Decay, and much like we said in the podcast, I guess AKM is pretty good. And then they said Zach and Decay would look pretty good. This is a middle of the pack team.
It's fine.
To be fully honest with you.
It's fine.
Because Dallas also was kind of like Houston, where their problem wasn't necessarily their player skill.
Yeah.
Because they've had good players the whole time. It was more like coaching and how those players play. Now, Zachary like he does make bad decisions at times, and you can kind of get on him for that. But I don't think it's Zachary's fault
No.
that Dallas wasn't good.
A lot of the time he'd get blamed when he was one of the bright spots in a game.
Yeah.
Like now obviously he'd make mistakes sometimes, and I don't know.
Someone said exactly what I just said in the comments, not reading comments on Reddit posts. And then the person just answered with, Arrow did just win a World Cup. I don't know if that really makes a difference.
I mean, what I will say it does is people doubted Arrow's coaching abilities because US didn't do well under his wing, and then and then Dallas did bad, and then he got the Team US job again, and everyone was like, "Why? He's trash," and then they won.
Yeah.
So I think what it did do is just be like, okay, he's not a bad coach. It just depends.
I don't know. I think this team's they've just got problems that aren't player problems. So they'll probably be better than last season. Like they'll probably make playoffs and do
maybe
something meaningful.
Maybe
like top 12 would make sense.
Yeah,
but
I don't think they're scraping the bottom of the poopy barrel like they have been the past 2 seasons. But this isn't like an all-star cast or anything.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
We'll see how it goes. And we'll call it there. How's that feel?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We appreciate you. If you liked the episode, be sure to do whatever it is you do, depending on the platform you use, whether that be a like, a review, a subscribe, a follow, or just sharing it with your friends. Anything would be nice. I just realized that Calder's lights have been going the whole time. Hope that didn't piss you off too much.
What were you doing?
Your lights have been going off. I know you know, and I think I knew. I just didn't really realize it till now.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Your lights are going off.
Oh, yeah. We said that was the joke at the start.
Yeah, I know. And then here's the thing. I just had a little bit where I said a couple sentences saying what you just said, but you didn't listen. And then
no, it's because you keep cutting out.
Oh. Nice. That was called miscommunication. Can you
get the fuck out of my face now?
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll catch you next time. Bye. I love you.
I was a little angry. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I sounded angry when I said that I said something that you didn't listen to. So it's okay.
Well, that's probably the best one we've ever done.
That podcast?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, and I think I'm going to get my ass eaten.
Oh, nice.